Dragon Ball GT. I'm not doing that throw on that video, but all I can say is Dragon Ball GT. Now, since Akira Toriyama has passed, now let's talk about the one thing I think he's kind of regret, but felt the need to give it a nice, decent ending for once. Dragon Ball GT, the sequel of Dragon Ball Z. Now, if you were to see the later sequels of Dragon Ball, well, later episodes of Dragon Ball Z, it started out with Gohan and Videl having a kid, and of course, they named her Pan. Yeah. But either way, is this the worst thing Akira Toriyama has ever worked on? Yeah, kinda is. Now I will say this, Akira Toriyama is a brilliant creator, even towards other things. But one thing is certain, this isn't the good Dragon Ball franchise we actually liked. Matter of fact, everybody says Dragon Ball GT is the worst thing in Dragon Ball until Dragon Ball Evolution. But one thing is certain, GT, it does have some fans. Believe it or not, Dragon Ball GT does have some fans. I came across a few people who actually didn't really hate Dragon Ball GT, but unfortunately, they found something at least likable about Dragon Ball GT. Now, for one thing, I had a guy who was the first guy I ever invited to my house the first time in a long time, ever, when I was living with my mom. He said he loved Dragon Ball GT. He loved the episodes of Baby, the episodes where Goku, Trunks, and Pan went into outer space. And of course, the Baby episodes, they have their moments, and they do get pretty epic in that sort of way. But you're probably wondering, what are you even talking about? Dragon Ball GT is the worst. Well, I guess if you were to look at the American dub version, the one that was released on Toonami, that is that god-awful rap in the American version, released on Toonami. That god-awful rap. Step into the Grand Tour, Dragon Ball GT, jump into the Grand Tour, Dragon Ball GT. Like, oh God. Good God, that was awful. You know what part of me makes me say to myself, I know this is just me playing devil's advocate, but why couldn't you just, I don't know, but have the, how can I say this? The Japanese theme for your theme song. Now, there's actually was a channel called the Asian channel. It will show like parts of Japan, certain parts of Asia, and certain parts of Japan. It would show certain parts of Japan, certain parts of Japan, China, Korea, and also all around Asia. So either way, all I just want to say is, this channel did show episodes of Dragon Ball GT, and I do mean that really questioning opening for Dragon Ball GT. I can't play the music. I do have the music, but I can't really play it because I know I'll get a copyright claim because one, it's from Japan, and then you try to use in Japan, that is music, copyright claim. But the opening, Da 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 da. Hold my hand. Okay, I know I'm not the good singer that everybody expects me to be, but yeah, that's the theme. Catchy. Even the end credit one. Da-na, 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 da-na-na-na-na, da-na, da-na, da-na. Yeah, I really wish I could play the music because I know Japan would I know someone on Japan's YouTube would probably copyright claim me right there. But either way, this is one thing I just want to question. What's with showing Goku in the nude? Showing his bare butt cheeks. And,
My ding-a-ling, I want you to play with my ding-a-ling.
Mr. Elephant. Little Mr. Elephant. But either way, I mean, I don't know what's the nudity, but either way, all I can say is the show is actually, well, if you watch the Japanese version, it's good. If you watch the American version, yeah, like I said, it still has that awful theme, that awful rap. But with that being said, what's the plot? Well, the plot is, well, really something. It's really something of the plot. The plot is Goku and this reincarnation of Boo, except it's like his name is Boo, but they put it in backwards. But either way, he's after the end of Dragon Ball Z, Goku left his family to train with this Oob guy. And Oob and Goku, they open some of them training with each other, fighting with each other. And of course, they, after they get done fighting, Goku does his usual thing, eat, all that stuff. Then, a very old Emperor Pilaf, which no one hasn't seen in quite a while since then, comes in, finds a different type of Dragon Ball no one has ever heard of, the Black Star Dragon Balls, which are, yeah. But either way, the Black Star Dragon Balls, they can make a wish, and the wish will be an eternity. Meaning it can't be undone. So, Pilaf accidentally, he runs into Goku. You gotta know this thing about Goku, how he's technically 50 or 60 something years old, but still looking like his regular self. Apparently, Goku comes in, meets Pilaf, the Fox, and Mai. And of course, what else can I say? Pilaf accidentally makes a wish saying, "I wish you were a little boy so I can spank you." And of course, the dragon hears that, and Goku's first response, "Does this mean I have to go back to school?" Yes and no, maybe. But either way, Goku finally meets his granddaughter Pan, who he hasn't seen in quite a long time. And of course, they have to get the Dragon Balls. Now, you know how the Dragon Balls, when they scatter after our wish has been made, they scatter all over the world of Earth? Well, unfortunately, for this case, instead of them scattering all over Earth, they scatter all over the galaxy. So meaning they have to go to different planets to get the Dragon Balls to make Goku back to his regular self. And the show invites a new theme of being a Saiyan. That is Super Saiyan 4. Yeah. Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to really say. Now I know today we have Super Saiyan God, a Super Saiyan God with blue hair. And we have the character named Baby, which is a T-1000 mixed creature who can possess all types of bodies, his minions. So, either way, you can't really blame Akira Toriyama for trying for creativity. But all I can say is, the episodes do kind of get so fun, which I always have to ask on the Japanese version, like, why you keep showing Goku? Never mind, I'll stop bringing it up. But either way, also with Bulma, I am gonna be dead straight honest. How old is Bulma in this season? 60 years old? 70 years old? And she still looks hot? For a 70-year-old woman? Well, actually, no, wait, when you think about it, the original actress who played Wonder Woman is in her 60s and she still looks hot. But either way, I got nothing else to really say. So, why is this bad? Well, most people just prefer Goku as an adult. I guess in some ways, it's like trying to go back to the Dragon Ball era, making Goku a little kid. But I think the real reason is this. No one, I mean, it worked in Dragon Ball because Goku was that age. Bring it in while Goku's actually a 50 or 60 something year old man, it looks kind of creepy and kind of messed up. And also, it's just weird hearing Pan called Kid Goku or Goku as a little kid Grandpa. It's just weird. It's really weird. It's uncomfortable. I don't find it appealing. And of course, this version of Trunks ain't my favorite. You know who is my favorite? Future Trunks, because 1, Future Trunks has more personality. 2, Future Trunks, well, he's more cooler. This Trunks just seems like, oh, I'm the Trunks for this time, but I'm less appealing and just, yeah, that's basically it. So I guess in some ways you're probably asking the big question. What about the rest of the Dragon Ball characters? What about Yamcha, Tien, Gohan, rest of the other crew, Piccolo? And unfortunately for this version, Piccolo on one of the episodes gets killed. Dies off. Krillin is still married to 18, and their daughter is probably around the teens area. I don't know about Tien or Yamcha, but I know they're probably like 60 or 70 years old. So what's the whole point of worrying about them? We know they're kind of old. We know they're not able to still do fighting styles like they usually do. And also, just seeing Goten as an adult or a teenager or whatever, it's not appealing to me. I mean, I know half these characters have to age. Most of these characters, which I still count Chanshu, but either way, I don't know. Either way, Dragon Ball GT was just another way of expanding the Dragon Ball universe and just a way to bring more of the Dragon Ball characters back. Yeah, basically that's it. But Dragon Ball GT was not the only worst thing. But because of this, because of Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Evolution, Akira Toriyama came back to direct a different type of Dragon Ball story. I think he wanted to do different, but say they're like, oh no, the Dragon Ball GT, no, whatever happened before Dragon Ball GT or anything like that, it never happened. We can change it. We can do a reboot of it. We can do a much more better movie. We can just pretend Dragon Ball GT never happened. So we can just forget about Super Saiyan 4 and try to do a different type of Super Saiyan style in this case. So either way, that ends today's video. So either way, Akira Toriyama was a great director, creator, and influencer. And also the influencer for all other animes, basically. So either way, I am sad that he's gone. And we have lost a tremendously great person and great creator. And just to make all you feel a little bit more happy, I'm not on Twitter, so I don't want to hear all this bullshit by some jackass on Twitter talking shit about Akira Toriyama. I don't want to hear his name. I don't want to hear their name. I don't want to hear their style. I don't even want to know about them. All I can say is, kiss my black ass. That's all I can basically say. So either way, and today's video, Vertical Spy, outro.
Yo, Steve Bloom here, voice of Spike Spiegel. Remember to subscribe and get vertical.